Okay, everyone, so what I need you to do is pull out this packet. Start it and see the buttons that I'm pressing, take some good notes, and this is one of two videos. This video is just going to be on solving a system of equations, a linear system of equations with your matrix option on your calculator. So the first thing that you need to be able to make is what's called the augmented form of a system. And all the augmented form are the coefficients that exist in front of the variables and the constant that's on the other side of the equation. So there's a 1 understood to be in front of that x. So the augmented form of this system would be 1, 1, 1, 6. Do you see how there's a coefficient, a 1 understood, in front of each of these variables? And then we'll write the constant 6. So we're going to have 4 items. We're going to have one row with 4 items, and then the next row is going to have 4 items. So then we have 2 for the coefficient in front of x. There's a negative 1 in front of this y, a positive 1 in front of that z, and then the constant. And then we have a 1 in front of this x, a 2 in front of that y, a negative 3 in front of that z, and a negative 4. All right, so if you'll notice, like this column are all the coefficients for x, this column is all the coefficients for y, this column is all the coefficients for z, and this column is our constants. Okay, I'll just write constants here. Okay. So we need to put this into our calculator. So I want you to look at your calculator and look at the 1, 2, 3, 4th key down. Do you see in blue it says matrix? So we have to hit the blue key first, the second key, and then your matrix. So it should look something like this. Now, in order to enter this augmented system, we have 3 rows by 4 columns. So that's what that 3 by 4 is to tell the calculator. So do you see, here, let me go through and I'll just open up a different matrix that's blank. Oh, let me get it back in there. So I'm going to edit B. So yours maybe looks like this. So we're going to put 3 by 4, oops, I'm sorry, 3, enter 4, or you could use the arrow, and you see how it kind of populates. It populates with zeros, and then we're going to fill in the zeros. All right, so let me get back into A, because that's what you guys are going to use. So 3 by 4, and then all I need you to do is enter in, you're going to go across from left to right. So you're going to go 1, enter, and you see it scrolls over to the next entry. 1, enter, 1, enter, and then 6, enter. And then it scrolls all the way back down here. 2, enter, negative 1, enter, 1, enter, 3, enter, and then 1, enter, 2, enter, negative 3, enter, negative 4, enter. So now we've entered in this, what's called this augmented form of our matrix. So let's quit out of that mode. You see it says second quit? So let's quit out of that mode, and now we're going to do some math on this. So I need you to go back into your matrix option, and we're going to do math. And then I need you to find what's called RREF. So I always scroll up to find it. It's option or letter B. And that stands for reduced row echelon form. But you're looking for the double R, not that A. You're looking for option B. And we need to tell the calculator which matrix we were playing with. So we're going to hit the matrix key again, and then I'm going to hit enter. So we're going to tell the calculator, hey, because you could have all these filled in, I want you to look at matrix A. So do you see you have, find the RREF, the reduced row echelon form of matrix A, and then hit enter. There you go. Now let's write this down, and then we'll see what this actually means. So right now, my calculator gave me 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, I'm sorry, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1, 3. Okay, now remember, this is the coefficients for x, this is the coefficient for y, and this is the coefficient for z, and that's the constant. So if we look at this, this says I have 1x plus no y's plus no z equals the constant of 1. So x equals 1. This says I don't have any x, I have 1 y, I don't have any z, and that equals 2. This says I don't have any x, I don't have any y, I have 1 z, and that's equal to 3. Remember, these were the coefficients to x, these are the coefficients to y, and these are the coefficients to z. So x equals 1, y equals 2, and z equals 3. And it's as simple as that. It's called reduced row echelon form. I gave you some space here in case you wanted to write the steps down, but we're going to go through it again, right? We're just going to walk through another one. So if you flip to the other side, the directions will be to solve the system of equations. So the first thing we need to do is write the augmented form of the system. So you can pause the video if you need to, but then I want you to write the augmented form. You're going to have 3 rows with 4 columns. So 1x, 1y, negative 1z, and negative 1. Remember, this is the x column, the y column, the z column, and the constants. We have negative 4 for my x. Look at it here, negative 1 for the y, 2 for the z, and my constant's negative 7. And then down here we have 2, negative 2, there's negative 5, and 7. And this is what we're going to enter into our calculator. Now, I'm just going to use matrix A again. So I'm going to go to my matrix option. So second, this X inverse key, it's in blue, so we have to hit the second key first. And then we're going to work our way over to edit and hit enter. Now, we already have a 3x4 matrix in here, so I'm just going to type on top of what I've written here. So just hit enter, and then you'll be on the first entry. So I'm just going to ignore what's in here and then just type over it. So 1, enter, 1, enter, negative 1, enter, negative 1. And it just scrolls right to the beginning of the second row as soon as you hit enter. Negative 4, negative 1, 2, negative 7, 2, negative 2, negative 5, and 7. All right, so now I'm going to quit out of that mode, and then I'm going to go back into matrix. So I'm going to go matrix, and I want to do some math on that matrix A. Remember, you're going to scroll up and find double REF, that reduced row echelon form. Now, if you hit enter, you're going to get an error because it needs to know what matrix you're dealing with. So we need to go back and say, hey, let's go back to the matrix. And I'm still using matrix A because we put a new echelon, or we put a new augmented form in. And there's my answer. So remember, the first column was your X, right? Then here's your Y. So 1Y is -3, and Z is 1. So we've got X is 3, Y is -3, and Z is 1. So what I need you to do is do both of these problems and using the matrix scan your calculator, and make sure you write your answer as an ordered triple for each of those. Okay? And then you should have this packet as well that I have outlined more steps if you need it. Like, these are the keys. I gave you one on this example. I said you need to know how to use the math option because one of the problems, if you get decimals as an answer and you want your answer in fraction form, you just hit the math, enter, and it will automatically put it in fraction form. So I worked through this with the steps and the screenshots as well, but I thought maybe watching the video might help a little bit more so you could start it and stop it. All right, so that is the first part. This is video number 1, and this packet for this is due Monday, and then you're going to see another video link that's going to talk about a review of quadratic models. All right, so let me know if you have any questions, and make sure you look for the second link.